Hey, welcome back. Part 3 of my gigantic Noah and Sciver collection. Once again, there is a lot to get through, so let's get to it. This was written by Paul Buell, illustrated by Noah. Really nice hardcover that covers one of Noah's historical stories, which covers the story of Johnny Appleseed. I always remember this book as being in colour, so I'm always surprised that it's not. So I wonder if it came out again, if he would give it the full colour treatment, which I'm pretty sure he's doing with his first graphic novel, The Hypo. I think that's gonna come back full colour. And I think he said he's gonna do hands with 5 fingers this time. So this was his first graphic novel. So July 2012. So basically 10 years later he did Joseph Smith. And just, yeah, putting those kind of side by side, just incredible the difference. There were 2 side comics that came out of the Hypo. So they don't really do them now, but Fantagraphics used to do these special FBI mini comics that you would get if you ordered the book directly from the publisher. Not all of their books, but quite a few of their books. And this was one of them, which just a separate story that didn't fit into the book itself. This is one that Noah sent me. And again, he just drew so much for this graphic novel, which he would then take out and say it's not ready yet. I'm pretty sure there wasn't a part 2 of this. Okay. Another historical, Eugene V. Debs. Another one working with Paul B. So a lot of text, but a lot of comics as well. True story. Well, obviously. Yeah. Interesting one. A different Paul B. This came out not too long ago through Toon Graphics, who, Noah's got another book coming out with them. December 2025, Calamity Before Jane. I really liked this. It didn't get enough hype. It definitely deserved it. I thought it was great. Really easy to get hold of as well. This is Please Don't Step on My Jinko Jeans, which collects a fair chunk of some of the comic strips that he was doing for a newspaper. This came out end of 2020. Just a really nice small funny book. Yeah, lots in here. Lots of good stuff. Really good. Okay, I want to be honest about the stuff that I have here. I don't just want to say everything's good. This is the comic art of Noah Van Sciver. It collects loads of his artwork before it's been cleaned up. This was published through, well, I can't tell. There's no name. This was published through some people here, and I'm pretty sure it was their second time printing a book. There were like 250 made. They've still got them. Not all of it, but some of it is just really bad, like scan ins. Like the resolution isn't great, and sometimes it's not sharp. It just some of it was a bit hard to read. I wasn't a fan of this constant repeating border around every page. I don't think it needed it. So yeah, so it prints off a lot of 4 questions newspaper strips, which is something he did before Jinko Jeans. But the quality is so bad, it's quite hard to read them, honestly. I think it almost looks better through the camera. So I wasn't too keen on this, if I'm being honest. Yeah, I don't know how much I honestly think it looks better through the camera than in real life. So I wanted that to be better than it was. So these came out through Tinto Press, and which I think was ran by a guy called Tim or Ted. I think Ted. I think there were about 150 of each one made. 2013, and they're printed to feel like they are just like you're picking up Noah's real sketchbook. You get to see like the edges of each sketchbook. Nothing in either of these has been collected elsewhere, and these are really good. These are really good. He goes back in time to the 90s. Yeah, it's really good. Feel very lucky to have these. I mean, I could just read Noah's sketchbook work forever. This one with Johnny Cash is great. Again, that's another story I think about all the time. True story. Saint Cole, the French cover of, the French edition. The cover of that's great. It looks like a film poster. I'm pretty sure this is still available through Fantagraphics. And this came out after the Hypo. This was like his second graphic novel, and just follows this guy just hell-bent on destroying his life, even though he's responsible for earning a living for other people. It's just it's like a nasty book, but that doesn't mean I think it's bad. Just horrible characters doing horrible things. And then the ending's just, yeah, really, really good. This came out through Z2 Comics, Z2 Comics, who publish comics based around musicians, basically. This was meant to be book 1 of many, many books. For whatever reason, this was the only one that happened. It was a collab with Chris here. Again, another book that came out definitely in lockdown. 2020. I don't know what happened, but yeah, I think they also, Noah's talked about it on his channel as well. I think they like someone at the company redrew some parts of faces, so I'm pretty sure Noah wouldn't have been happy about that. Yeah, it's a really good book though. It's really good. It's just a shame it didn't go on and on and on. Okay, we are starting to reach the end. Okay, we've got a couple more books, and then it's anthologies, and then that's it. So these came out lockdown. This just came out. These are both Fantagraphics. Well, Fantagraphics Underground, Fantagraphics, and Civilized books. All really solid graphic novels. This collects loads of diary comics, which definitely saw some of these in book one, and then it collects way more than some of this we saw in video one, when he's living in Vermont, but this book collects way more than what was in that Slow Graffiti free mini comic. I love this book. It's a great winter book. And there's a couple drawings in here that you see redone again in One Dirty Tray, or colorized in One Dirty Tray, I'm pretty sure, because these came out around the same time. And this is like a sequel to Maple Terrace. Well, this came out first, so Maple Terrace is the sequel. But it's kind of jumping between Noah's past and, at the time, like the present day of his life. Yeah, definitely some, I can't find them right now, but there's definitely some repeating things. There we go. We just saw that in Constant Companion. Great book. The Rufus. This came out like March. Yeah, March 2025. A great comedy rock and roll story. So if Fante Bukowski is like a down and out loser writer, then Rufus is like a down and out loser rocker. Traveling Man comic book shop in the UK got these double-sided book plates from Noah, and the flip side, I'll show a teeny peek. The flip side comes with like a deleted page that isn't available elsewhere. Yeah, just another like really full story about Rufus, who is unbearable and lovable, goes on this long physical and internal road trip dealing with mistakes he's made. Okay, so the next bunch of things is all, well, I think 90% of it is anthologies. And some of it might have been in some of the books you've already seen. So Blab, which came out years ago, came back, and this was like their debut issue. And then a couple years passed and they still haven't done an issue 2, so I don't know, maybe sales were not great. But Noah's got 2 stories in here. Yeah, this came out April 2023. So don't think this is elsewhere. Got loads of really nice Ryan Hesker stuff in here. And then a really long one from Noah. Yep. Study Group magazine. Again, something my shop just happened to have. And I was like, what is this? So this came out 2016. And there's just this funny Star Wars kind of comic. Just think it's just a 2-pager. But yeah, a strange little magazine. Some Piao studio people in there. I was reluctant to get this for a while because I don't want to like try and get hold of everything Noah's done, especially if it's just like a 1-pager. And I couldn't really work out if his comic in here was like a 1-pager or a bit more worth the price of admission. But took the gamble and it definitely paid off because, well, you get loads of great people in here. And Noah's story was really, really good. Yeah, really liked it. And all these stories are written by Dennis. Okay. Now, we'll do a bunch of the nows. Not all of them have Noah in. I'll just check there's no more nows here. Yeah, not all of them have Noah in, but I think he was really vital in kind of pushing Now, which has now stopped being published of Noah's actually. But the first year I think he was definitely helping the sales. It's like a homage to Basil Wolverton. This is just a back cover from a different Bubbles, just hyping that Blamo collection. What else? Yeah. Issue 3. A lot of this last batch has been published elsewhere. Not all of it though. Number 7. Another 90s, early noughties even. Skateboard comic. This was the debut issue. This is definitely in as a cartoonist, just recolored slightly. Gigantic story. It never ends until it does. Yeah, really good one. Again, another kind of Maple Terrace-esque story. For number 12, he just did the back cover strip. This one, the story in here is also in as a cartoonist because it follows the theme of being a cartoonist. Love that page. Yeah, you can read all that in as a cartoonist. Okay, and then this is another Z2 publication. This one's weird because it kind of has loads of different illustrators. So you have some Noah, and then someone else, and then someone else, and then some Noah, and then someone else. And I was like, I'd rather just have like chapter 1 by one person, chapter 2 by someone else. So it's a bit uneven. I'm sure he appears later. Yeah, so he kind of opens and closes the story, I guess. And somewhere in the middle as well. Henry and Glenn, issue 4. Don't think you can get this story of Noah's anywhere else. But he used to be obsessed with punks versus lizards, Henry and Glenn versus lizards. Did quite a lot of comics about that. This came out a while ago, self-published by Josh Pettinger, Simon Hanselman. They kind of did a print run, very limited, and it sold out at a Comic-Con. So then Bubbles did a deal where, like, if you order the latest issue at the time, you would get this for free. Yeah, just a bunch of people in it. And Noah's got this one in here, just a one-pager. Maybe the oddest thing in the collection, perhaps. But Noah did do, I believe it's a 4-pager comic he did in here. Is that where it starts? Does it really start? Just... This came out 2015. I was kind of like wavering, I remember, for a long time about picking this up because I was like, how far down the rabbit hole am I really going with trying to get hold of most of Noah's work? I think I picked this up during lockdown. I'm not into TMNT, so I was just happy to get it for the Noah art. I think they used to sell those Noah pages on Kilgore's website for very cheap. This was a free comic book day comic. This was Noah's idea to put out this collection of like new work by loads of Fantagraphics cartoonists. Loads of like hard to find stuff in here that you can't get elsewhere. So there's Fante Bukowski outtake. There's a bunch of good stuff in here. So like this isn't in the comic. But yeah, there is other good stuff in there. Okay, another one from Kush Comics, the Latvian publisher. When I said earlier, in an earlier video about, I feel like Noah's got like 5 different drawing styles, I feel like this is his most recent style. That's not to say all of his work is like this. I've just noticed it's a new one he's starting to bring in. Okay, we're gonna end this video series on some of his oldest work, apart from this one in my hands. So the Nib, which I think recently stopped being like a company. This is one of the last books they put out. They put out like themed books. This one was food. Right, these are some older comic journals featuring some pretty old work of Noah's. This one's not that old. So this is when he did his tribute to Claire Briggs, and we got the self-published version, and you got less in the comics journal, but these were colorized. You can just see the love he has for like other people's work, which is, I think, pretty obvious in like the channel he does, just to like spotlight other people's work. You get quite a lot in here actually. Yeah, get quite a lot, more than I remembered. So that's a great one. Okay, we'll end on the oldest thing. So number 300, I think this is where, yeah, he interviews Gary Groff. Again, like this is number 1 on a scale of 1 to 5 of Noah's different drawing styles. He just interviews him. That's all it is, but I imagine it was edited a lot to make him look like, to make Gary look quite mean for the sake of humour. And lastly, it's a weird one to end it on, but it is what it is. Noah, I think this is maybe just his way of getting his foot in the door, getting into comics journal and Mome and things like that. He just interviews Liz Prince, the cartoonist, who is a great cartoonist. Yeah, that's it. So yeah, thanks for watching if you watched all the videos. That was 88 publications featuring Noah van Sciver. And yeah, thanks for watching. There is more to come, just takes a while. Thanks, bye.